They are worshipping for the first time in their lives and for the first time in the history of their church on the seventh day of the week, the Sabbath of the Lord. Their church is called Overcoming Faith Church. It is based in Kakamega in Western Kenya. And on the 7th of May, for the first time, they would worship on the seventh day of the week, the Sabbath. It was rejoicing. They came with their drums. They marched up and down to sing their songs of praise and worship. The beginning of this marvelous miracle started when one day, when Pastor Julian Artemis was boarding a plane when Alice Artemo was sitting next to him. And as they're flying from Paris all the way to Kenya, they started into a discussion on religious matters. Alice is a pastor in the Overcomers Faith Church in Kakamega. Pastor Artemis is a Seventh-day Adventist pastor in New York. And Pastor Artemis explained to Alice about the Sabbath. When the airplane landed, Alice was convinced that the seventh day of the week is the day of the Lord. After this encounter on the airplane with Alice, Pastor Julian went home to America, started to think and pray how he can reach these dear people and give them the truth. He invited Alice and her father, who is the main bishop of Overcomers Faith in Kakamega, to come to America. They became friends. The two of them went back to Kenya with books and literature, which they gave out to their church leaders, resulting that the news came back: we are willing to start worshiping on the Sabbath. We believe it is the seventh day of the week, Saturday. Pastor Julian was overjoyed with his people and started to plan. So beginning May 2022, he came back to Kenya with Jerry Thorpe and Pastor Samson Tumasi. When they were back in Kenya, they arranged a 2-day seminar for the members and the leaders of Overcomers Church, followed by a Sabbath worship in which they would lead out and teach those members how to conduct their worship on Sabbath.
I can tell you that the Lord is blessing you.
They also planned a campaign that would be held in Kakamega town for the local people. Pastor Samuel Mbai, the president of the Western Kenyan SDA conference, in which Kakamega falls, was present at the seminars. Also present was Pastor Samuel Mbugwa, the Advent Mission and Evangelism Director for the Western Kenyan Conference. On the first day of the 2-day seminar, Pastor Mbai explained to everybody present the structure of the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Western Kenya.
East Africa what? East Central Africa what? Division.
After this, Pastor Tumasi gave the spiritual address in which he emphasized unity.
And when we came here, I have also enjoyed the reception. Telling me, as it is said in Psalm 33 verse 1, how pleasant it is for us to dwell together as brothers and sisters.
Books were made available for everybody present at the seminar so that they could write what they were hearing. The closing message of the first day of the seminar was taken by Pastor Julian, where he emphasized that Sunday is the devil's day.
He has made honest Christians believe that when they worship on Sunday, they are worshiping God and remembering the resurrection. That's a lie. Sunday is the devil's day.
The day ended with several testimonies. Among one of them is this lady telling us that she is seriously considering the Sabbath and sees the changes in her life.
Never used to go to church. I was born in the church of ACK, Anglican Church. And I was a member of Anglican for many years. We used to worship on Sunday. And I didn't know anything much.
Wakati nilikuja kwa kanisa letu ya 7 day
now that I've started learning about SDA, 7th day,
nimeshiriki hapa miaka 10.
I've been a member of the Overcoming Faith Church 10 years.
Na nimeona mabadiliko kabisa.
And now I'm seeing changes in my life.
The second day of the seminar, there was a different approach. The people were placed in small groups with a Seventh-day Adventist teacher, where they could ask their questions. After having heard many teachings about the Sabbath and the Adventist doctrines that we find in the Bible, and even having received opportunity to ask questions, it was now the last day of the seminar. It was the Sabbath, and the people were invited to come, and for the first time in their lives, and for the first time in the history of the Overcomers Church, they worship on the Sabbath day. Reading materials, literature, books was also given out on the Sabbath day to the worshippers. Present at this Sabbath worship were also some of the church leaders of the Overcomers Church who had chosen to worship God now on the seventh day. Pastor Julian preached a sermon based on the book of Revelation, and at the end he made an appeal for everybody who was willing to worship on Sabbath and was convicted of that day being the Sabbath of the Lord to stand.
Who have made a decision that they are going to keep God's Sabbath holy, to stand to your feet.
It was just amazing to see how many people stood up to show God that they are serious with the Sabbath. Pastor Julian and his friends had not only come to do a seminar and to lead people into worship on the Sabbath day in the Overcomers Church, but they also conducted a campaign that was held at the Marum, Kakamega. The campaign was visited by many SDA members, but also many members from the community. At the campaign, several presentations were presented daily. There was health, there was prophecy, family life, and of course, the sermon.
Na muda mfupi baadaye unasikia uchungu hapa.
Despite the rain that would come almost daily, people would still come and attend. The main sermon would be presented at the campaign daily by Pastor Tumasi, who is here assisted by Pastor Mbai as his translator.
Tonight we have a very important topic that we are dealing with.
The Lord truly blessed the campaign because 36 souls were being baptized. All these baptismal people were given clothes and things like that of personal use. The campaign team also went to Kakamega prison, in which is a Seventh-day Adventist church. Here they found around more than 100 men and women worshiping God. Some of these women even had the children in the prison. Little blankets, sanitary pads, blankets and so forth were provided for the inmates, much to their joy. The people of Western Kenyan Conference and of Kakamega SDA Church and Kakamega Prison cannot forget the team of Pastor Julian. Here, the mother of Alice is even thanking him and wishing him to come back again. She did this because Pastor Julian and the team had made a decision to come back again in June this year to do a full 2 weeks training within the church and more evangelistic work. We want to thank Pastor Julian, Pastor Tomasi, and Jerry Thorpe for their commitment to the Lord's work. We pray a blessing upon them and whoever has helped them to do this good work here in Kenya. The Western Kenyan Conference is very glad about what happened, and we pray for more success and for God to follow the work.